we were talking off air about a particular situation. Tom, you want to introduce that in?
Sure. So, if you've been on the internet, if you've been on Facebook, if you've been on Twitter or X, you have seen posts from one PragerU, Prager University,
Mhm.
and they are a very well-funded think tank that poses itself as an educational resource uh, with like simple 5-minute videos, not overproduced at all, featuring intellectual titans like Dave Rubin, a man so stupid Joe Rogan thinks he's stupid. Uh, Jordan Peterson, the anti Dr. Joe, just the whole cast of characters feeding not so accurate information about history specifically. And it has been approved for K through 12 in Florida schools, and I believe Texas is next.
Texas already they approved it.
Oh, good.
So what are they approving, Dave?
So they have videos. That's mostly what they've been doing for a while. They've been around for like 5 years. It's they cover all the political topics. They'll cover they especially cover climate change because I think about 40% of their funding is from fossil fuel
The
people.
Wilkes brothers.
Yeah, they get a lot of funding from that type. And they'll cover racism, and they do some really horrific slavery videos of how slavery happened, and they cover the gamut. It's all very, very right wing. It's astounding how false it is and how many lies there are. It's the opposite of reality when they do their history coverage. They're 5-minute videos. They're very easy to share. They're very popular. And the goal has always been this. The goal has always been get it in schools and change minds of young people. So they do at the end when they do every video, it says please donate. So they start out getting donations from rich people. The guy who owns Home Depot is a huge donor. And they have gotten a lot of other like very, very rich people to donate. But then it started to change when the $5 donation button hit. Now they're mostly funded by people watching the videos. And I cannot tell you how false the information is. Like, it's astoundingly incorrect.
I highly recommend
Yeah.
our listeners to check out the Audit on the Lever News Network.
Yeah, we cover it. We have like Naomi Klein on to talk about climate change, and we have some like experts in their fields to come on and discuss like what's wrong with what they're saying. And the goal has always been to get it in schools. There's been no other goal for them. This is propaganda. It's straight up propaganda. And if you have a kid in a school and they want to show PragerU, you should send a note to the principal and say, if you are going to show PragerU, I want you to take my child out of the class when you do.
Because mind you, there's nothing wrong with propaganda. The Dr. Joe show is propaganda. The Dollop is propaganda. You're propagating a message.
It is?
But
Sure. We are?
yes.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh.
So it's not so much that we have we have a shtick, we have an angle. We're honest about our sources, though. We're upfront about our opinions. So this isn't just like, so I had, right-wing teachers in high school who like taught us history and like geopolitics and stuff. They never like pulled everything 100% out of their they probably did here and there, but like this is belief disregarding evidence, pure and simple.
It's 100% disregarding evidence. It's like they did a video on healthcare, and we went through it and pulled it apart, and it was like you could not believe the lies that were said from beginning to end. It was shocking. And it's every single video that they put up there. It is just right-wing nonsense, and it's really bad because you're going to have a bunch of kids. I think one of two things could happen. I think kids could believe this, but I also think you have TikTok out there and you have other sources, and kids might just be like, come on, this is nonsense.
Don't we need this, though, to counter the left-wing nonsense?
Yeah, but that's a really important point. Is there a way for us then to influence the way this material is being seen? the way the
Yes.
material is being interpreted by saying just what you're saying, Dave, here's a kid watching this and they can then say, that is baloney.
Mhm.
How do we do that? Because then we've got some folks who are thinking about a different sort of community, a different way of approaching the world. And I suppose Tom's right. I suppose, the Dr. Joe show is propaganda in some ways, but it's much more optimistic. I mean, I really I have a lot of faith in who we are as a species because we are survivors, but we also are learning. We're learning so much more now about how that's happening. So, and that's part of what the IM is about. The IM is saying, rather than judge all these things as horrible, I don't have to like them, but I want to understand them. And in order to understand them, I need to stay in my prefrontal cortex and remain rational. Doesn't mean I'm going to be naive.
Stretch the canvas, rush with madness. Is it sadness or just a show?